Hey guys, Mr. Asiatic here again, back with the Sigma 40 VE. I already did a review on it, but after a couple more days, I feel so strongly about this weapon that I have to do a better one. Try to do a better one. I also got the trigger. I also worked on the trigger while I was since the last video. So let me safety check it. There's the magazine, and there's nothing in the chamber. All right, guys. Well, let me start from here to up here, and then I'm going to insert the magazine because there's one thing that I really like with these magazines. So let's start at the bottom. Glock has this open. A lot of Glock owners complaining that water can get in there. It's just another place for dirt. Da da da. The whole point, from what I heard, was just in case the magazine gets stuck, you can get it out. Well, Smith and Wesson did one up on them and made this. So they plugged this, unlike Glock, and pulled this and made this extend out a little bit so you can pull that out. I have a heel grip on here, but even without it, it was one of the best feelings I've had with a handgun. It's so natural to hold this weapon that I thoroughly enjoy and am starting to love this gun. I will not love it to death until after maybe about 500 to 1,000 more rounds, and I'll probably do a review on how much I trust it if it doesn't malfunction on me. I'm a guy where one strike and you're out. That's all it takes with me. Out the box, shot 75 rounds, something like that. Perfect. I even tried to limp wrist it. Did not jam. I went like this with it, went like this with it, went like that with it. And I was literally, my mission was to jam it. Didn't jam. Trigger was a little stiff, but it was not bad at all. I could have lived with it, but I seen another guy, Gunsmith USA. Check him out if you want to redo your trigger. Basically, just take the pigtail spring out and another spring that overlaps another one in the trigger. That's all you do. I went a step further and polished it out, along with the feed ramp. I polished the feed ramp out, sanded it down, polished it out, just to make it as reliable as possible. I recommend polishing the feed ramp on any of the polymer guns. Just makes it just that more reliable. Only if you know what you're doing. So I am gonna, as much as I hate to do this, because my viewers know I don't like Glocks, but I'm gonna compare it to a Glock because people say it's a Glock copy. I don't agree with that because it's a Sigma. It's not a Glock. Okay, it's not a Glock. It's a Sigma. So let's start. Grip is wonderful. As you can see right here, this is a little bigger and round. Glock is smaller and it is square. One thing that before I purchased this gun, I never got to hold it beforehand. Um, before I got to my FFL, because I ordered on butchgunshop.com, $2.99 shipped out the door, including taxes, everything, $2.99. Add $4 if you want insurance, which I'd highly recommend. But once again, like a Glock, it's square, but this is round. I was a little worried on because of the way I hold it. I tend to hold it right on here, but Smith and Wesson did a wonderful job at making it so you won't hit that, because the last thing you want to do is take fire, drop the mag, and you're screwed. They did a wonderful job. They also did this thumb rest on here, which is really comfortable, and that's kind of pretty much what stops uh, from hitting the button, the mag release. I was really worried about that. Was one of my main concerns with this weapon. I heard all the trigger pull issues and all that, and I must say I did not think I was gonna like this. I thought I was gonna get to the range and sell it, but I'm gonna say one now, just in case you skip me, and one later. If this was the same price as a Glock, I'd buy this. Once again, it's my opinion, but that's how I feel. It's all the same thing. It's a polymer framed handgun. It's nothing special. It's nothing more than a Glock, nothing less than a Glock. Period. Right here, it curves. It fits your hand really well. With the 40, it's really snappy, which, I mean, it could end up hurting the first couple of times, but after that, you get used to it. The sights line up nicely. I'm gonna show it like that, so it's gonna be pointed towards me, but I'm gonna make sure that it's unloaded, and it is. There's the mag over here. There's nothing in there, but you never want to point it whether it's loaded or not. But there are the sights. I'm trying to line it, which you can't. I'm not doing a good job at that. But the sights are good. The sights work well. I shot it at night both times, and it worked flawlessly for me. It was great. My wife's first time shooting a handgun. She did really well. She actually did a little tad bit better than me. Don't tell her I said that. So let's start right there. Next thing, a Glock is square. This is more traditional and round, which I like. The other thing that I really appreciate is, if you can see right there, they made it more of a grip like, because some people, shoot it with their finger resting right there. I don't, but when I hold it, you never put your finger on the trigger unless you mean to shoot, which I have a bad habit of that I'm trying to correct. But I hold it right there and it helps. Um, the next thing is the bolt release or the bolt catch. It's a lot bigger than the Glocks. It's a lot more comfortable. If I'm if I'm putting it in and I'm at the range, my mag's empty, I go and put another one in. A Glock, sometimes you find yourself searching for it. This, even though I'm not used to this weapon, I was able to hit it the first time, which is really important. If you're taking fire, the last thing you want to do is not know where that is. But I wasn't even familiar with it, and it worked wonders for me because it's so big, but yet it does not get in the way of anything. So you're easily just able to slide the bolt release. The next thing on this weapon is I'm gonna go to the trigger, the much hated trigger. I guarantee if this handgun did not have this trigger and wasn't labeled a Glock copy, Smith and Wesson get a lot more money for it. Like I said, if it was the same price as Glock, I would buy this over Glock. I did a trigger fix. If you watch one of my videos, I did a review on the guy that did it, the YouTuber that said it, that did the how-to on it. He goes by Gunsmith USA. If you guys want to check that out, it's a real educational video, and it really does help. I was able to do it, and I think any of you guys would be able to do it. But it cut it in half. It cut it in half. It's a lot crisper. It's a little long, but as you guys can see, I can hold it pretty stable, and my hands are naturally shaky. So some of the shakiness was because I'm naturally shaky. But I can hold it a lot more stable. I went to the range since then. It's worked wonders. No misfires, no none of that. And you don't have to buy anything, and you don't need any tools in order to do it, besides something to punch that pin out. Uh, the next thing I want to talk about, since the trigger is no longer the issue, it's about half of what it was. It's crisp. I also polished it out, made it a lot smoother, so it feels a lot better. That was my only gripe, and it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't that bad, but I decided to try it out, and it works good. But I have no problem the way it was. Um, Next thing I really like is this hole right here. Um, that tells you if a round is in the chamber. Once again, I wouldn't trust it. Not because it's the gun, but I wouldn't trust anything without visually checking it myself and physically. Um, but if you're out in the range or whatever, and you want to check and dry fire at the target, you'll find it works. I'm gonna rack the slide with a ammo, and I'm gonna show you if you guys can see it because my webcam sucks. Um, I don't think you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see the brass right there, which is nice. It's really nice. I like that feature. It's really small, but yet you can see it. It's really small, but yet you can see it, which I appreciate. Um, the next thing is this, my only dislike of the weapon. The only dislike so far. Non-proprietary rail, meaning it's not a standard rail, so you either have to buy an attachment and then put your laser or your flashlight on it, which makes it real bulky and ugly, which I don't like, and that's the reason I don't have one. I don't see what the point of that was. I don't see what they were thinking. I mean, this would have been literally about a 9 out of 10 if it wasn't for that. Now it's about an 8 out of 10. But when it comes to reliability and the way it shoots, the way it functions, it's a 10 out of 10. Guarantee you. Any day of the week. It takes down the same as a Glock. I'll show you. Make sure it's unloaded, of course. You can never be too safe. It's unloaded. So you want to pull the trigger. There is one lever right here and another one right there. So, and they go down. So you want to pull it back, pull the slide back just a tad bit, pull both of them down, and push it forward. Those that are familiar with Glock know, because it's about the same. Inside the slide. It's real easy takedown. All you have to do is pull the spring back. The barrel assembly. Pull it forward. Push it up. Polish this out. There's the barrel. Just slide by itself. And here's the lower part of it. This is where the trigger assembly is. If you guys want to know if I didn't make it clear, PM me and I'll show you guys. I'll send you guys a link to the video that do that. But basically, all you have to do is take this pin out, and this pulls out and all that other stuff. So, but I don't want to throw off his video. So if you guys need to know, it is on his video response when he accepts it. I just sent it not very long ago. But basically, if you want to put it back also, I want to show you guys that for you guys that are new. You just throw this in, Smith & 40, Smith & Wesson down, push forward, bring it in. Here's a spring right here. If you can tell, this one has a little thing extending off the top. This one's flat. The one that is flat goes towards this way. And then this part goes towards the end of the barrel. And you just want to push it back and slide it on the third one. And that's so you can straighten it out. All you have to do to put it on, line it up, and then you're done. But like I said, I mean, this gun is a good gun. I want to tend to believe that those that bash this weapon don't own one, have never shot one, and just want to talk about it. Because this is a good weapon. This is a real good weapon. Like I said, I won't trust my life with it or anything else for that matter. I don't care about Glocks being thrown out of airplanes and frozen and all that other good stuff because it's each individual weapon. It's kind of like someone that owns a high point. One may work, one may not. Glock is a lot better than a high point, but you get what I'm saying. You may have the limit. So you want to test it out. I want to throw my weapon out the airplane. I want to freeze my weapon. You know what I mean? Not literally, but you know what I mean. But this is a good gun for personal protection, home defense, and even concealed carry. I mean, it's not as big. I was really surprised. Like I said, I never seen it in person before I got it to my FFL dealer because I ordered it from Bud's Gun Shop, and I've never seen it before. And I was like, okay, it's a pretty big gun, and everybody was talking about how everybody was just talking about how big and bulky they were, and when I got to my FFL, I was like, that's it? I mean, this thing is not very big. It is not. I mean, I have medium to large hands, and if you can see, it fits in my palm. I mean, it fits in my palm, and it is pretty thick right here. It's about a good inch thick. But it's a good weapon. There's other choices, other better choices for concealed carry, but this is a good weapon. It really, really is. The feel of it, I love it. I love this weapon. I really do. I was compelled to do another video on it because I don't think I made some stuff clear, and I want to do it since the trigger drop too. That made me like it that much more. Here's the mags. Let me show you the mags. This just has the indicators. 5, 7, 9 rounds. Other one's got 4, 6, 8, and 10. Because it's 10 round mag. As you can see, when it's loaded, it'll show the cartridge on the side. So that, I think that pretty much sums it up. Um, it's a good good gun, guys. And at the end of my video, like now, I want to tell you guys, don't believe in what people tell you. Whether if you can't even afford this and afford a high point, don't believe what people tell you. Go to your local range. Hopefully, you have one that rents weapons, and try it out yourself. Because according, I was starting to believe what people said about these. It was between this and a Ruger P95. I would have went with the P95. Uh, but because I like the exposed hammer, but I wanted a bigger caliber than the 9, and I felt like I wanted a 40. I'm a 40 guy. I like that it has almost the speed of a 9 and almost as powerful as a 45. So you kind of get best of both worlds. And plus, I'm in California, so mag capacity is 10 rounds, so it really doesn't matter. So I figured Ruger didn't have a inexpensive handgun in a 40 cal, so I decided to go with the Sigma, and I have not regretted it. And like I said, this or Glock, I'm taking a Glock. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, comment, please guys, comment, subscribe. I just need more views. Thank you.